A true Israelite would never hide the truth based on color or prejudice. Y'all hear me? They would never do that. I feel sorry for unsuspecting minds. Many so-called men of Yah have played upon the public's intelligence by juggling concepts and confusing the issues. And most of you don't even know. See, if you already think you something when you are nothing, you won't never know when you're deceived. That's why the Bible always say, man, stay humble. Stay in a lowly state. There's always something to learn. Johanna 8:32 says, you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Now, who is Esau, Edom? Who is Esau, Edom? Because this picture is trying to tell you something. Hebrew names have meaning. Esau was a Hebrew, but he was not Israel, meaning he was not an Israelite. I'm here to promote truth that will set you free. The scriptures never deals with the color of skin in order to separate a people. We're dealing in facts now. As the old saying goes, we may all be entitled to our own opinion, but we're not entitled to our own facts. The scriptures deal with nationality. Abram means exalted father. In Genesis 14:13, and there came one that had escaped and told Abram the what? The Hebrew. So he comes from the line of Shem and not the line of Japheth that is laid out in Genesis the 10th chapter. And he dwelt in the plain of Meram, and the Amorite, the what? The Amorite, brother Esau, the brother of Adnah, and these were confederate with what? That means they were together. Now let's go over some definitions of the names of some of the patriarchs and those that were with them, okay? Abraham, according to the Brown's Driver Bridge, we're going to get all the definitions from there. That means, notice, Abraham what? Ham. And notice what they done. They done taken the name Ham and made it unclean. Have you ever thought about, okay, what is a hamburger when there's no ham in it? You ever thought about that? You ever thought about how we drive on a parkway and we park in the driveway? Am I the only one that's thinking like this, man? It's just see, juggling concepts to bring about a confused mind and state. You got to think, man. So Abraham, father of the multitude, the chief of what? Multitudes. The friend of Yah and the founder of the Hebrew nation via Yah's elective covenant. Sarah, his wife, means noble woman. The wife of Abraham, the mother of Isaac. Hagar means flight. Sarah's Egyptian slave girl, Abraham's concubine, Ishmael's mother. Yitzhak, Isaac, Brown's driver, means he laughs. Son of Abraham by Sarah, the wife and father of Jacob and Esau. Yisrael means Yah prevails. The second name for Jacob. So you notice Yah changed Abraham's name And he changed Jacob's name. And yet you still see it consistent throughout all of Scripture, because when you see it says Jacob, it's saying something. When you see it saying Israel, it's saying something. Can we use a little bit of self-autonomy? Yishmael means Yah will hear. The son of Abraham, Sarah's Hagar, and the progenitor of the what people? Arabian people. Rebecca means ensnare. Dowell, sister of who? Laban or Laban, wife of Isaac, the mother of Esau and Jacob. Laban, definition, means white. Brother and sister of Rachel. Brother of Rachel, excuse me. Laban means white. When they named people in our culture, the name had meaning to fit them, to suit them, be it in character or lifestyle. You follow me? You get it? So when you hear the name Laban, they named the Laban for a reason, because he was white. Now, there was no white people in the garden. We all come from Hadam. You cannot get color from white. It's scientifically impossible. Y'all hear that? But you can get color from black. Now we're just using the two far end spectrums in order to bring about continuity, okay? Abraham had concubines. In Genesis 25, verse 5, and Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac, but the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son while he yet lived eastward unto the east country. This is Hebrew culture and lifestyle. Now, if you're going to be in our culture, you're just going to have to accept the fact, regardless of your European influence, that it's just part of our heritage. It's our culture. You get it? It's our culture, it's our lifestyle. Just like homosexuals is American lifestyle. Transgenders is American lifestyle. Lesbians, that's American lifestyle. Y'all get it? That's why the pastors are faggots. It's their lifestyle. You do what you believe. Genesis 25:20, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the what? Syrian of Padan. The sister to who? Laban, who is what? White. The Syrian. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren. So if your wife is barren, men, what are you supposed to do? Entreat Yahweh. She could be barren because of you. Uh-oh. And Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it so be, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, to what? Can y'all repeat that one more time? Nations are in your womb, and two manner of what? People. Now, how can this be since they both are coming from the same seed? Because they both are Hebrews. But Yahweh said that there are two nations. It didn't say two different color people. It gives a description of one, the way he looked character-wise, where you can see him definitive. Are you following me? But it explains, his name tells you what he is. And shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall do what? Serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. Notice, red all over like a hairy garment. All right, now I'm going to say something. This is a white script. That is a red script. Does red look like it's white? And does white look like it's red? I mean, I know that wisdom may be too high for a fool. But just so you're not confused, we hope that if you are colorblind, I'm sure they got some type of programs out there that can help you distinguish. And they called his name what? Esau. Isaac was a Hebrew, and Esau was his son. So what does that make Esau? The Hebrew. Now, prophecy. Yeshayahu said in the 29th chapter, the 22nd verse, he said, Therefore thus saith Yahweh, who redeemed Abram concerning the house of who? Jacob. Jacob shall not now be a what? Shame. Neither shall his face now wax what? Now they got all these people over there claiming to be Jacob in his land called Israel, occupying Jerusalem, and they try and tell us that all them pale-faced people is Jacob. Now that's a lie according to Isaiah. So something is gravely wrong. And not only that, they say that because that's how they got the world to see that all the Jews over there are pale. That's contrary to what the prophets say. Now we're going to go to Wikipedia. You know the reason why we're going there? It says it because it's a free encyclopedia. We all like free stuff. Some of us like too much stuff. Hallelujah. The word ruddy is a reddish, rosy crimson color closer to the red to the rose. Y'all hear that? In the Hebrew, it's pronounced Adoniah, meaning red, or look at that word, ruddy, as what? Esau the infant. Now, I'm going to show you what a ruddy horse looks like. Are y'all all right with that? Because if his horse don't come out white, somebody dumb on purpose. Y'all ready? Y'all want to see this? I don't think you're excited enough, man. I don't think you're excited enough, man. All right, man. All right. All right. Y'all ready? That's a ruddy horse. Y'all get that? That's a ruddy horse. I'm going to show y'all what a ruddy cow look like. Anybody want to see what a ruddy cow look like? There's a ruddy cow. See, I know who Esau is. I'm going to show you what a ruddy dog look like. You want to see what a ruddy dog look like? That's a ruddy dog. Now, let me see. If Esau was red, which means ruddy, why come he don't look white? The horse don't look white. That doesn't look white. And that doesn't look white. Unless you colorblind. And even at that, it will probably be gray, wouldn't it? Now, let's go to some hieroglyphics and let's see what antiquity says what ruddy is. That's ruddy. Here's our people making bricks in Egypt, Mizraim. That's ruddy. Here's the Egyptians faring sumptuously in life. That's ruddy. That's ruddy. And that's ruddy. You want to see what a ruddy woman looks like? That's ruddy. And that's a black woman. Esau means hairy. All right? The eldest son of Isaac and Rebekah, the twin brother of Jacob, sold the birthright for food when he was hungry. All right? Jacob means heel holder or what? Supplanter. Israel means Yah's prevail. Adam means red. And red means ruddy. Are y'all having difficulty? I understand you've been in a public food system. They could have a problem. You could be schizophrenic educationally. David names means beloved. The description of King David. 1 Samuel 16:12, and he sent and brought him in. Now he was, David was. So now, hold on for a second. There's a false spirit out there that says that Esau is the white man. If that's the case, then Adam has to be a white man. And if that's the case, there will be no color people on this earth. Because you cannot get color from white. Are y'all hearing me? But two color people can produce an albino child. So if we follow their line of thinking and say Esau is white because they use the word red, let's just use that line of thinking. That means Adam was white if we follow that. And that means not only Adam, but that means David, which some of them believe is their Messiah, is a white man. You talking about dumbasses. You hate the white man, but your king is white. You see how nonsensical this is? Now, we saw what ruddy looks like, right? I told you, man, these captivities, my people just messed them up. They just, unless y'all help them, they ain't no help. So we know that Esau was ruddy. We know that Adam was ruddy. And we know that David was ruddy. And we saw what ruddy looked like on animals and male and female figures. Is that right? But it says, now he was ruddy and withal a beautiful countenance and goodly to look. And Yahweh said, arise and anoint him, for this is he. So, Adoniam, the same word, Hebrew 132, ruddy, red, of Esau, an infant. So Adam, Esau, King David, all looked alike. Y'all notice I'm intentionally taking it slow today. If Esau was white, then so was Adam and King David. You can't have it both ways. You cannot be both ruddy and white. Unless you're some spotted owl. What are you, a polka dot now? This is white. This is ruddy. This is a ruddy brown. Ruddy, red, mahogany, and even olive all refer to black-skinned people. Not one of those terms refer to white skin. Here's a spectrum of color of people, ranging from dark to ruddy. Olive, mahogany, ruddy. That's black. This is black. That's ruddy. There's people even in recent history that's been called red. Yet they were black folk. Red bone. Ruddy. Red fox. Who probably drunk as hell. But dying as hell white. I mean blonde. And what he called Jersey red. Detroit red. Detroit red. Look at this. And look at here. Muhammad Ali. Here's another ruddy mahogany looking guy. That's why I keep saying King David had to look like me. Because my wives tell me I look good. It's all right if I just have my moment of glory. Glory. Now, there's a spirit operating in the time that we're in. It's called the spirit of Janus and Jambres. All right? And notice, this next guy we're going to quote from, the Apostle Saul wrote him a letter, and his father was a Greek. Timothy. He said now is in 2 Timothy 3:8, now is Janus and Jambres withstood. See, there's a spirit, there's a character about it. They withstood Moses, so do these also do what? Resist the truth. You all realize that by now the game is already over. Because just by using, just common, well, I ain't going to say common sense. Let's just say sense. Because it's too uncommon today to be common. Okay? They already finished. Exposed. I don't care what tap dancing you do from that point. So there's a spirit that comes with people who are also Hebrews. They're Israelites, but they have a character about themselves. They withstand the man of Yah. That's why he says, now as Janus and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these. Talking about a people in his day. Also, what do? That's their character. Their character is to fight against the truth. And these are men of what? Corrupt minds. And they are what? Reprobate concerning the faith. Because they're bringing forth doctrines of devils. You get it? Fact, it's sad. But it's true. Prejudices, racisms, discriminations dominate the majority of the Messianic and the Hebrew Israelites and the Hebrew roots doctrines. Everybody think they special. 1 Timothy 4:16 says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine continue in them, for in doing this you shall both save yourself and them that do what? Hear you. Now, you don't think I'm trying to save myself? Yes, I am. I'm trying to save myself. And not only that, I'm trying to save anybody that here. But I can't save you when you want to step out here and go eat off the table at Esau's a white man. I just can't bite off on that. You follow me? And let's just say even if Esau was the white man, what's the problem? He's a man. So it's my job to be charged to teach. Now, we're going to have to go back into the archives here for a second, okay? Because we need this education going forward because sometimes we let these things slip. All right? Eisegesis. Listen to me. Yeah, eisegesis is the approach to the scriptures. Notice, it's the what? So when you are actually opening up the book, and most of you don't even think when you open up the book, okay, what mind am I in when I approach these scriptures? Most of you just open up and start reading. And what have you learned in this culture? You've learned to place your own meaning into the text. And then when you put your own meaning into it, you don't even draw the meaning from the context that is already there. You come up with something that you have made an agreement with. And that's the reason why when you read over Scripture, you done read it 1,000 times. Then all of a sudden one day it jumps off the page. It's been the same the whole time. But you are blinded because of agreements that you call truth. And you couldn't see it. See, when you make an agreement with something, your mind, over and over again, it says, even their minds are blinded. How many times, even in here, we done went over something and all of a sudden the light bulb goes on and you never question yourself, how did I end up believing that? You was just glad the light bulb went off. But you should have asked yourself, how did I miss that? You know how many times I read that? See, that's when your mind was blinded. You couldn't see it. And the reason why you couldn't see it is because you have already made a preconceived, yes you did, confirming what you believe to be truth. And once you accepted something as truth, it became truth to you. It doesn't mean it is the truth. It's just that it became your truth. And so when you read from that mindset. That's why I say over and over again, when you approach this word, you need to check yourself to see what mind you're in. There are people that pick up this Bible angry at the white man, and what do they see when they read it? You get it? There are white people that pick up the Bible that hate black men. So what do they see when they pick up the Scripture? See, their mind, their conscience is blinded, seared. Is this making sense? Truth comes, all of a sudden, the light bulb comes on, and then all of a sudden you get freed from that lie that you believed. Making sense? The notion. So, the approach to the Scriptures with the preconceived ideal and notions, and then the use of Scriptures to support their own personal beliefs, ideals, thoughts, and desires. Eisegesis is the ideal of importing an ideal into the text. That's what they did. So when they read over in Genesis 25, that the Esau was red like a hairy garment, to them, somebody came up with the lie, he's white. And now guess what? Now you got everybody echoing that Esau's white. And now that lie has become the truth. Over many years of saying it again, through repetition, again and again and again and again. And that spirit is trying to get you. That's why it's called a strong delusion. You get it? Now, the bottom line is, the Bible says that a seed produces after its own kind. I can have sex with any woman in here that is of bearing age, her age-bearing years are still in. And you will still get a figure, either male or female. I'm not going to do like the Americans do and go have sex with dogs. You ain't seen a dog human yet. Notice I said yet, because they're in them labs trying to produce them things called chimeras. They're trying to create monsters on this earth, believe it or not. Half pig, half human. And you know the reason why they want to do that? So they can extract the organs from them. There's some sick people on this earth. Anyway, I'll go on with this so you don't start throwing up, okay? Because, you know, we got to clean this place. Anyway, Jesus, the ideal important and ideal into the text, meaning reading a meaning out of the text which is not there. So you come with a preconceived ideal. You have come with a preconceived notion. And when you read it, you've imported that ideal, and then you take that text to pull out what you already believe. And that's where the confusion comes. That's why when people read red, it's white. And you can't do nothing with them either. He white man. See, look, he's flush red. Look, he red all over. What? That's what they're doing. It's an attempt to draw out a meaning What does this really say? Exegesis is the process of drawing out the meaning from a text in accordance with the context and discoverable meaning of its author. That's what we practice here. That's why most of you, even you don't believe something so false and stuff, and it's still, no matter amount of truth, we done told you, why? Because you got exegesis still working in you. We use exegesis here, okay? We try to see what the original author meant when they wrote it, and we draw the meaning out of the information that is presented to us without coming in with a preconceived notion, twisting and warping and distorting the scriptures. There's a Greek method of interpretation based on the changes in the world around us, which is called hermeneutics, which our perceptions can affect our interpretations of that which is being communicated, or such as our prejudices, our traditions, our languages, and our imaginations. Anything which affects how we perceive input in the world, we find ourselves in Platonic model, the model that comes from a man by the name of Plato. What is that model? That model is confined to words, theories, ideals, and not leading to practical action. So you got a lot of people today, they approach this Bible from a European mindset because that's the way this culture teaches us. An abstract mind. And we approach every book we ever read from the Platonic model. And we practice eisegesis. And we draw things out because we already have a meaning in our own mind, which is abstract. So we gather theories, we gather principles, things we've already accepted. And we're not even trying to use the proper method and mold of interpretations. And we'll fight people tooth and nail and still maintain that we're right when you're totally wrong. So theories, ideals, not leading to practical action. Our culture is one of action, which shows what we believe. The heart that turns away from Yah to have so-called peace in this world. You ever heard that? In other words, you're going to create your own peace. If you can't have peace based on this word, see, a lot of times people are fighting and resisting this word because they don't like what it has to say, not because they have a problem so much with Yah, they have a problem with the interpretation of what's being said. So then they argue and fight and wrestle, and they go look for other books from people who come thousands of years after them that explains it. And then the Bible says you beware of many books. Because there's something come with many books. Huh? When you have all these books that you're reading and stuff, and you're trying to squeeze things into meaning, get stuff out of meaning, all you do is get weary in the flesh. Y'all hearing this? So people say, well, you know what? That's the reason why they do away with the whole New Testament. That's why if it's anything they don't like, they throw it away. And then pretty soon, the whole book going to be thrown away. I always tell them to step. I've been telling people to step for years. The way you going, oh, I can tell you right now what's getting ready to happen. And you can't stop it. Because there's a road that people travel. And you will eat the fruit of your own way. Like it or not. And believe it or not, you chose it. Whatever you choose, you have chosen. That's why I say all the time, if you are angry, bitter, upset, why get mad at yourself? You chose it. That don't make sense. You're going to get mad at somebody else because you don't like the way you feel, yet you don't want to control what you feel. This is crazy, man. I'm telling you, man, it is. This is brutish. You don't never attribute and blame everybody else when you're happy. You don't ever attribute falsehoods to anybody else and blame them whenever you're happy and content and smiling and today is your day. So there's a people that's going to say, you know what? I don't care what this word says. I don't care what I've read, what other people say. I don't even care what that preacher even said, even though in his own mind he's telling the truth. I'm going to have peace and happiness and contentment on my own. And the law even speaks to that. Deuteronomy 29:16. For you know how you were dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which ye passed by. And you have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Let me stop for a second. You see how hard it is to take a Christian out of that belief system? See, because in their mind, they think you're trying to take them away from Jesus. But that ain't what you're doing. But because their mind is constituted in that Platonic model, in eisegesis. They have sit down and allowed people to teach them private interpretations, which has nothing to do with this, or the prophets, or the apostles. And so then some of them even pay to go to schools to get this thought inserted into them. And then what they do is they go regurgitate, rehash, and echo whatever they have been taught. And it's hard to reach them. That's why it's hard to reach you. Some areas, you've come to the knowledge of the truth. Other areas, you're still bound to the lie. How you know you're bound? You know, there is a liberty that happens when you're free. And when you're bound, believe it or not, there's a prison that you're in. Even though you don't have any chains that's cuffing you. Or no room to confine you. What's wrong? You mess with your mind too much? So, Yah had already warned us a long, long time ago about the abominations of the nations. Then he was warning us about the abomination of the Canaanites. Why? Because we were going to the land of Canaan. Why? It was the land that was promised to us. Not there was anything good about the land, because it was full of abominations. Oh boy. Are y'all breathing? So, you have seen their abomination in their idols, the wood and the stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Lest there should be any among you, man or woman, or family, or what? Tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from who? Yahweh Elohim. To go and serve the gods of these what? What has America done ever since we've been birthed in it? It's taught us how to serve the gods of another nation. You see, if Paul never wrote to us that we have to be careful, because there's going to be people to come and preach you another Jesus. You and he never had the warning there. Some take heed to it, some don't. Some think that when we say Jesus, we're talking about the same Jesus that Christians are talking about. And that's not true. Our Jesus teaches us to keep the commandments. Their Jesus teaches them to break the commandments. Our Jesus tells us we don't have no other gods before him. Their Jesus says you can have Christmas and Easter and everything else. Matter of fact, you can even put them in your house. We're totally forbidden for that. Our Jesus tells us, our Yahshua says, no, you've got a law over here you have to obey. You can't be sitting up here eating unclean foods. Swines, pigs, catfish, oysters, shrimp, sea maggots. But there Jesus says, it's all clean. You can have anything you want. And guess what? Whether you believe you know the truth or not, all you have to do is pay attention to the truth that you have accepted and see which way is right. Because if you can eat shrimp, pork, hog jaw, fat back, catfish, snake, armadillo, and anything else that moves, and your body is without high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, trichinosis worms, and everything else, and you're not running around here as an aching basket, then guess what? You probably got a right way. But if you're experiencing all that, aches, pains, overweight, hell nah, life is just a struggle to get through, can't breathe, then just if there was anything as common sense that would tell you, you need to flip the dial. You need to change the station. You need to turn the switch. You need to flip the switch. You need to do something. Because the way that you are interpreting what that says didn't come from the author of the books that written it. You are reading meanings into the text and drawing out your own conclusions because you came in there thinking that everything is clean. So I say, teach, Pastor Dowell. That's how black folk get wave off of them. Serious. They do it. White folk be, huh? I say wave off and white folk go ahead, black folk go. Because black folk always got to be hitting something. Is this making sense? That's why our Hebrew culture, our Hebrew doctrine don't make sense to a lot of people. That's bad when you can take somebody else's book and you bring your culture into the book and say, now your culture is representing that book. Amazing, isn't it? That's what's happening. Lest there should be any among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood, and it come to pass when you hear the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart. Let me just use an example. All right? You know, you're going to be cursed if you go against the dietary law. But you say, Father, bless. And you're doing it in your heart because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, right? That's what you're doing. You're trying to bless something that y'all's already cursed. Saying, I shall have peace. You know, I ain't let nobody condemn me. I know what I believe. Though I walk in the what? Imagination of my what? I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to have peace. Well, if you're going to have peace, why you got to tell everybody? A person at peace don't go around telling everybody, hey, bro, I'm at peace. Bro, I'm at peace. I'm at peace, man. I'm at peace, man. Can't you see how at peace I am? I'm at peace. Can't you see it, man? Look at it. Peace is all over me. Peace. Oh, hallelujah. I tell you. But not only it is walking in the imagination of your heart, but to add drunkenness to thirst. You thirst, and the only thing you do is get more intoxicated. Huh? Yahweh will not spare him, but then the anger of Yahweh and his what? Because he's jealous of all Elohims. He told you don't do that, but yet you're going to call yourself. See, that's what Christianity does. It's trying to live in coexistence. That's what a lot of Israelites are doing. They're trying to live in coexistence. They're trying to their best to sanctify the star Rephaim that they call the Star of David. If that's Star of David, why does every pagan culture got it in? You get it? Yahweh in his jealousy shall smote against that man. And all the curses that are written in the book shall lie upon him, and Yahweh shall blot out his name from under heaven. See, just because you say in the kingdom, don't mean you're in the kingdom. You follow me? Some of us can say we in the kingdom. And we in the kingdom. I can say I'm in the kingdom. And if you have no understanding, you don't know what I mean. See, the kingdom of heaven suffer violence, and the violent take it by force. Yahshua said the kingdom of God is within you. Yes. And the kingdom is love, joy, and peace in the Ruach. That's why I can say I'm at the kingdom. You don't see me going up to other churches and stuff trying to rebuke and expose other pastors. For what? I'm at peace. I got that peace like a river, peace like a river, peace like a river in my soul. You see what I mean? You ain't got to prove yourself to people when you're already there. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Oh, y'all's good. Bless you, Father. Y'all's good, ain't he? But Yahweh said he's going to blot out his name from under Shemaim. And Yahweh shall separate him for the evil out of the tribes of what? That's why you see a lot of vagabond or nomad people running around doing their own will because they can't submit to any Yahweh authority. Minds are corrupt. They got all this wisdom and knowledge, and yet ain't nobody listening to them. Amazing, isn't it? And y'all shall separate him out of all the tribes of Israel according to the curses of the covenant that are written in the book of the book of the law. Now, geographical locations are very important in the Bible because, like it or not, across the pond over there, they don't change. They stay the same. Teman is still there. Dedan is still there. Bozrah is still there. So Esau's location, check this out. Notice, there's Israel, and there's Judah, and there's Moab, and what is that? Edom. Now, Esau is the white man. Edom is the white man. Then why is Edom over here and not way over here across the pond? Why is Edom down here and not up there in Europe? Y'all remember what happened at the split, right? Between the house of Israel and the house of Judah? Y'all were brought in, squatters into our land right here. Poop. And poop, and poop, and poop. They all came and squatted. And we had us poor Israelites that were in the land. We just got overran. The poor ones that was left. Because all we could do was pick grapes off the vine. These nations, Babylon and Assyrians, man, they were so intelligent, they would take the best of the Israelites and put them up in places to help enhance their kingdom. But you dummies, they left you back to till the fields, cultivate the soil. And when they took out all the intelligent people, you had intelligent people from these kingdoms that were easy to come over and take you out easy. They could sell you beachfront property on the moon and you'd be ready to buy it. Squatters came into the land. Y'all remember that? And guess what? Edom is still in the same place. Look, Edom, and look what's next to Edom. Somebody say Bozrah. Isn't that something? Bozrah. We're going to have to pay attention to this. Because if Bozrah is there and the prophets is talking about Bozrah, then we better pay attention to this location. Let's see what the prophets had to say. Jeremiah 49:10, but I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places. And he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is what? Not. That's a prophecy. Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahweh Elohim concerning Edom, which are to be what? Adamim. Is that right? Esau. Is that right? Y'all got it? We have heard a rumor from Yahweh. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise and let us rise up against her in battle. Skipping to verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have bought thee, even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived you and prevailed against you. They that eat your bread have laid a wound under the tree. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O what? Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of what? May be cut off by. So we see that Esau is designated for death. All right? For your violence against your what? Now, hold on for a second. We know that if we just go by geographical location, that Japhet comes from Europe or the Caucasus Mountains. Is that right? And we know by birth they ain't our brother. Is that right? So if we follow their logic, and we're not, that Esau's the white man, how in the world did all of a sudden our brother, who Isaiah said Jacob's face would never wax pale, end up being our blood brother? And he's the devil at that. When we know that Esau's a Hebrew. White people ain't Hebrews. If you're going by the natural over here, way back in antiquity, white folks ain't Hebrews. All black people ain't Hebrews. No, they're not. That's natural. Hamites ain't your brother. Come here, Tamar. Now, what this is a skit, okay? I'm Abraham. Woo, hey, look at Keturah. Huh? Keturah. Abraham. We can get together. Have children. Isn't it right? Seed produced after its own kind. How did Abraham get married to what we commonly call an African, if that was forbidden for him to be able to take one of another nation? Because Abraham knew the Torah. He's a friend of Yah. He didn't have no problem taking Keturah. I wouldn't either. Especially Keturah look like this, but I can't take her. She belongs to somebody else. And I love my brother. But boy, if she wasn't married to him, I'd tie you up, boy. Oh, never mind, man. Bless you, tomorrow. You folks, man, your mind is just so filthy. God of mercy, man. But I know that's my brother's wife. My mind never goes there. Because once she become his wife, she's my sister. And I ain't about to commit no incest. Look at him looking. Never mind. Y'all getting this? For thy violence against your brother, what? Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you will be what? Cut off. So Esau has a destination of being cut off. And it hadn't happened yet. If it happened, then why in the world would Paul quote over in Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated? There's a time appointed for this. See, now you got to get rid of all your preconceived ideas, notions. Isaiah 63 verse 1. Who is this that cometh from what? Edom, that dyeth garments from where? Isn't Basra in Edom? Yes, the providence of Edom. That is glorious is his. The judgment of Esau. The prophets even spoke about the judgment of Esau. Y'all ready? Going back into 63:1 to finish it. Apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, that I speak in righteousness, mightily to save. Ezekiel. So we got Jeremiah had something to say about Edom. We got Isaiah said something about Edom, and none of it is positive. And now Ezekiel, Ezekiel got something to say about Edom. Thus saith Yahweh Elohim, because that Edom have dealt against the house of who? Judah, by taking what? Vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Elohim, I will stretch out my hand upon who? Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from what? Teman, which is in Arabia. And they of Dedan, which is in Arabia, shall fall by the what? There's a culture on this earth that still uses swords. They have sword dances. They still behead people with swords. Now, the gun is a lethal weapon. But if you go physically, it's not a physical sword. I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people who? Israel. Man, there's a war coming. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh Elohim. Man, that is some serious stuff. I can understand their displaced theology by hating on the white man because of everything he's done, but guess what? There was somebody else that already did violence to us before the white man even came on the scenes. They're still around to this day. Why they getting a pass? I just said something. I just said something. I just said something. What would you say? Habakkuk 3:3. Yahweh came from where? Teman, which is what? Arabia, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Mecca, and what? Arabia. Now, what is all this geographical location stuff he's talking about? Well, let's go there. Look. Edom, Mount Seir is also another name for Edom. Mount Seir, the Mount of Esau. Y'all heard that? Huh? Bozrah. Look at this. Dulma, what? There it is. Teman and what? Dedan. Ooh. Look at this old providence right here. Y'all get this? Geography. Not a theory. Facts. Not racist ideals. Selah, his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. Isaiah 34:6. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh have a sacrifice where? And a great what? Sorry, folk, it ain't happened yet. It's lining up with end times. What Yahshua prophesied about and talked about was 70 AD. When you shall see Jerusalem compassed about with armies. That's already taking place. Oh, man. There's just had to be Roman armies. Y'all hear this? In Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of, what's another name for Edomia? Edom. And what's another name? Esau. And where's that? What is that mountain name? Sierra. Isn't that something? Amazing, isn't it? Got news for you. White folk don't live in that region. You know who's in that region called Jerusalem, Israel now? I know them that say that they are Jews. And they are not. They do lie. You put Revelation 2:9, 3:9 together, the book speaks. These are the ones that are the synagogue. Who has synagogues? Of Satan. The Bible's just clear. I'm sorry. But see, if you don't get there and start, oh, I heard one West say Esau is a white man, and you drunk. Just a drunk old black bum. Out there regurgitating and rehashing false doctrine and don't know what you're talking about. I had this guy that was up here a few weeks ago say, well, you know more about living than I do, but you don't know more about these scriptures than I do. I said, boy, all I did was go, I said, you're right, I don't. I said, I don't know so much, I don't even act like you. Wise men don't have to go around boasting of his wisdom. People come and sit down at wise men's feet. They don't do like Brother Reuben said. He calling up people, asking them to come over so he can wine them and dine them. Y'all get this? The unicorns, meaning wild oxen. That's what it means. We'll show it to you. Shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their what? Somebody say land. Anybody know what land is? If you don't believe me, I can go out and get your hand full. I might need a shovel. I can bring you some land, show where land is. And their land, talking about the land of Esau, shall be soaked with what? When is all this taking place? Somebody said the coming of Yahshua. All that area is that whole location. And their dust made fat with what? There it is. Brown's driver digs. Probably the great, what's that word, Brother Rich? Or who? Aurochs. Or wild bulls, which are now extinct. The exact meaning is unknown. I don't know, but I do know this. Isaiah 34:8. For in the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the year of what? Recompense for the controversy of Zion. How about that? Recompense, meaning reward, requital, reward, or retribution or reward. Yah still has it out for them. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, meaning oil. And the dust thereof into brimstone. And the land therefore shall become a burning pitch, oil. You hear that? Pitch, which is what? Pitch, tar, asphalt. Where you make all that from? Somebody say oil. Isaiah 34:10. And it shall not be quenched night or day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever from generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever. And well, people are passing through it right now. They're all over the place. Other names for Edom: Mount Esau, Mount Paran, daughter of Edom, Tema, Sierra, Mount Sierra, Dedan. I don't know what that one is. Now all this is not putting them together. This is just all different names. So don't think I'm chaining. Okay? Southern Jordan, Idumea, Arabia, Saudi Arabia, Basra, the wilderness, Amalek, deserts of the sea, Midianites and Ishmaelites. All of these are names for Edom. See, what the Europeans do is make you think by changing names of geographical locations that it can throw off Bible prophecy. Get that? They make you think that today you're not serving the same gods as the heathens and pagans did a long, long time ago. But there ain't nothing new under the sun. Astarte is still Israel, which is still Easter. Y'all get that? Zeus goes all the way back. All the way back to guess who in Genesis? Nimrod. Hercules. Greeks, they just named it different according to their culture. Still the same gods. So today, intelligent people go, you see, I'm going to show you. I'm going to teach you all something. Oh, man, this is profound, man. Listen to me. And I'll open your understanding. Watch this, man. Jesus. Jesus. You don't hear it, man. You go, oh, man, yeah, man, there's a ringing in my ear. See, Jesus is Zeus, man. It's Apollo. Oh, man. See, you got dumb, unintelligent street niggas sitting up there teaching you, man. And you using wordplay like that, like you some intelligent thing, man. What are you going to do? In come Pastor Dowell and says, wait a minute, man. According to the Greek, man, Zeus is spelled D-I-O-S. They ain't got nothing to do with Zeus, Jesus and Zeus, man. What you talking about? Oh, man, he Edomite, man. You can't hear what he said about that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Oh. You see? Y'all see what happens? If these was Israel prophets down on the streets, if we was in our country, boy, I'm telling you, we'd have stoned them boys. And we'd have run them through with a sword. Teman, from Wikipedia Free Encyclopedia. Teman or Teman may refer to Teman, the Hebrew for Yemen, homeland of Teman, or Teman of Yemenite Jews. In the Tanakh, Job's friend Eliphaz was a Temanite. In the book of Genesis, Teman is the son of Eliphaz, Esau's oldest son. Teman, Edom clan, and an ancient biblical town of Arabia, Petra. You ever heard of Petra? Now, y'all write this down because it's a lot to go over. That's another what Jeremiah said about this. Y'all read those. Jeremiah 49, verses 7 through 19. Let me know when you have it. Are y'all all right? Then go to Jeremiah 49, read verse 24 through 27. All right, Amos 1:10. But I will send a fire on the wall of Tyrus, which shall devour the places thereof. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions, Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send fire upon Teman, which shall devour the places of what? Basra. Fire. Basra. Fire. Yahweh. But I'm going to do this myself. See, when the Most High come back, he's going to take care of all these armies by himself. See, I would love to say I'm going to get me some. I may be able to get some of the corpses. You know, after it's all said and done. But he's going to destroy the wicked with the brightness of his coming. Stubbles and ashes. Eyeballs going to melt in their socket. And the tongue that is going to cleave to the roof of their mouth is going to melt. They call it naturally nuclear holocaust. Yeah, Yahweh himself is the greatest nuclear bomb that has ever was, ever will be. What's funny to me, these boogers think they can actually make war with him. Now that's funny. Here you are, a natural mind, natural being, using natural weapons. You're going to destroy a spiritual being. Unreal. Unreal. See, but when you're in this natural cardinal mind, you can't perceive or comprehend the things of Yah because they are spiritually discerned. And if you're not walking in the Spirit, you don't have the Spirit, you can't understand and comprehend the Spirit. Impossible. Romans 9:13, for as it is written, Jacob have I what? Loved, but Esau have I what? Hated. Malachi said the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you. We need to know where it's written. Saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein have you loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh. Yet I loved Jacob. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated who? Esau. And laid his mountains and his heritage to waste for the wilderness of dragons. This book, you can't be practicing eisegesis and think that you're living in exegesis just because you there. Again, every time you read this book, first of all, the book even teaches you need to meditate on it. But you need to be careful of your mind. You got too many influences already in your mind than to approach that book with any influence. Y'all deserves better, and they deserve a clean heart and a clear mind. That's the reason why you are stuck in some of your past so-called revelations. Only you got it. But no revelation, no prophecy of the scriptures of any private interpretation. Don't sit up and choke me because I don't see what you see. God have mercy, man. This making sense? Need to get in this book. Now look at this. Esau spoke Hebrew. Esau took a wife of Ishmael. David was red and ruddy. Esau was red and ruddy. Think about it. Ain't you going to believe Lauren Fishburne? Shoot. That's Lauren Fishburne, man. See, that's some of my cousins sitting on them hieroglyphics. We have eaten of our way, Israel, because we have loved perpetual slavery. We all know we didn't. Yeah, you did, because every time you love disobedience, every time you disobey Yah's law, you have to submit to another foreign ruler. And you're going to eat the fruit of your own way. So here's our people being led off to Assyria. Look, here they are in captivity. Where's the tzitzits at? Where's the tassels? Where are the fringes? And that's the Hebrew. And that's the Assyrian. Where is it? Huh? Here's the Romans. Here's the Romans over here hanging us. Right here. There's a Roman. See, Roman. Hanging us. There we are being carted off again. Bowing down, different forms of worship. This is the way our Israelite sisters look. Look at them. Isn't that beautiful? Head covered. Nice long. Look at that. Here, Assyrians are filleting us. The glory of antiquity is all over the place. Here's 70 AD right here, them going off with our furniture from the temple. No wonder y'all ain't dwelling in a temple made with hands no more, for ye are the temple of Yah. He's concerned about building a house for him. And your house is the Holy Spirit, where the Holy Spirit resides. So how are you doing with your temple? How's your mind? How's your health? Y'all don't want to dwell in an unclean temple. Huh? So here we are, remembering all that the white man has done. The white man, the white man, the white man, the white man. Don't y'all, why is it in our history we don't forget about all that they have done to us over in Arabia? The Arabs have done. You know what's going on today? the people in that region over there have been renamed the Middle East because that's what they chose to name it. The Europeans did in the 40s. Are you following me? You know who they in the cahoots with? The white man. Who's buying their oil and empowering them? Over there, they still fighting nation against nation. We up here in one nation fighting the hell out of each other. How intelligent is that? And I got news for you black folks. You ain't going to win no damn race war over in America. You outnumbered 10-1, dum-dum. We're only 11% of the population. Now, Yah sent the Romans to rule in Jerusalem because of our disobedience. The Arabs also was in the slave trade along with the Europeans. Both of them were Confederate in our demise and still Confederate in our demise today. But they never get fingered. It's only the white man. They're using each other. See, Esau is a Hebrew, but the white man is the heathen. And people are missing this. How they know? Because they ain't got the spirit of prophecy. Them people over there in Saudi Arabia, they don't give one damn bit about your flight, black man, here in America. The Africans don't care. Where's their military to come and free you? Nelson Mandela clearly told you that you ain't his people. And you ignorant folk talking about you Pan-African. Yes, so I need to hit you upside the head with a pan. Dum-dum. And even at that, it still has to do with nations. This is nation against nation, not white man against black man. Brown man against every man. Yellow man against his man. This is nation against nation. We're the only dumb people in the world that talk like this. Did not Moses stick his hand in his bosom? Moses was a man of color. It ain't no miracle for a white man to put his hand in his bosom white and come out white. It was a miracle when he put it in, he's brown or a hue or Aramean or ruddy, and it came out white. Did it not shock Israel when he turned Miriam white? She was smitten with leprosy, white as snow. Laban and them was part of the family line, and they were already white. See, we the only stupid people on the face of planet Earth today that look at people's skin color and say, oh, you this and you that, you this. You don't even know what you are. But I know one thing. Yah know them that are his. That I do know. And you know how I know? Because he give his Holy Spirit to them that y'all know them that are his. Y'all knows. So y'all can fight with flesh and blood all day long because it ain't entering in the kingdom. But when Shemaine answers and he gives somebody the Ruach, man, he know them that are his. I had to beg so hard for the Holy Spirit. Well, I thought you asked, what do you think begging is? Oh, boy. I had generations to beg for to get through this. There's something spiritual taking place. Oh, boy. Y'all hearing what I'm saying? The location, the geographical location still ain't changed. He's still there. And you know what? His seed is done spread out all across the world, just like Israel's seed is done spread out all across the world. And we so unintelligent, we're going to sit up here and we're going to finger somebody because of the color of their skin. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to do my little skit again. This is for educational purposes only. Do not try this at home. If you're not under some type of care and you don't have insurance, don't do this. I am a paid professional. Warning. Come here, Deacon Bell. Come on over here, Ashley. See, if we follow their logic of today, come here. They would say, oh, he black man, he Hebrew. What are you going to do if he tell you from the Congo? Uh-oh. That's all their discernment, isn't it? Isn't it? Come on over here, Reggie. Reggie. Their son. You getting this? Come here, Naughty. Scoot on down a little bit. Right there. Get on up there close to Mom. Reggie gets married. Y'all seeing this? Are y'all getting this? Y'all do see this, right? You see what's happening, right? It's getting lighter and lighter as we go, isn't it? You two come here. Come here, Zephyr. Come here, boy. Both of y'all come here. Here you go. Right here, Zephyr. You get your moment of glory. Right there. Children. You seeing this? Come here, Tirza. Slide on down. Slide on down. Sit right here, Tirza. See what's happening? Y'all seeing what's happening? Come here, Chris. They have a son. Look. Seeing what's happening? Do y'all? Yes, sir. Y'all seeing this? Come here, Carolina. Y'all see what's happening thus far? So what we got black man, allegedly Hebrew according to flesh, who marries white woman, who has son, who today they will call an Edomite. But he's a what? Hebrew based on who? Is that right? He gets married. They have two sons. He gets married to this woman of another nation. They have him for a son. So, according to their thought, Hebrew, 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 Hebrew. Tell me this is not what's happening in America right now. Come here, Chance. Hebrew. They have a son. He's Hebrew too then. Isn't that right? You hear that? Come here, Brina. Y'all seeing this? Don't you sit up there and tell me you know. We don't go on your testimony. We go by what y'all says. These two have these two. You follow me? Huh? Come here, Brother Victor. She gets married to him. Come here, Ariel. And them two end up having him. Y'all seeing what's happening now? Yes, sir. Let's do it again. Hebrew. 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 African. Y'all hear that? If this is an African Hamite marrying a white woman, and he turns out looking like that, you going to tell me because you're a Puerto Rican or Hispanic, all of a sudden you're a Hebrew dumbass? You out of your mind. Come here, Brother Brent. Okay. Y'all two, move on over here. Stand over there for a second. All right. Let's just say here she is and she married this white man. And then they have, come here, Ariel. Ariel. According to that logic, he's not a Hebrew, so guess what? He ain't no Hebrew either then, is he? Isn't that right? Isn't that according to logic? All right, all y'all go over there. Y'all star players, all of y'all. Ashley, you stay right here. Y'all get this? You seen this, right? Now watch this. Let me get come on up here, Dollar. You know who this is? This is Ruth. I'm Boaz. Daughter. Okay? Daughter sees, come here, Brother Scott. She gets married to Brother Scott. Right now, Hebrew. She's an Israelite, she's Hebrew. Is that right? Because no matter who she is, it goes to my seed. Is that right? We got this so far? Huh? Then, all of a sudden, come here, Zephon. They have Zephon. Y'all see that? Zephon, come on over to Tirzah. He gets married to Tirzah because they done win in the Roman occupation. So now there ain't nothing up there but a white woman because all the Romans done took all the black men. You get this? Come over here, David. Yeah, get on over here. Them two have him. Come on over here, Carolina. And Carolina. Come over here, Nadia. They got to have all these babies because of oppression. Everybody wonder why all these Africans keep having babies. Man, you get under oppression too. The only joy you get in life is... You get it? Hey, come on up here. You marry her. Come on up here, Red. You marry her. Y'all seeing what's happening? Y'all getting all this, right? Don't set up and tell me with all of y'all cultural mixing and Ephraim like a cake not turn and all this old other junk. Y'all got this thing figured out. No, you don't. You get it? No, you ain't got it figured out. You ain't got it at all. Come here, Angeline. You don't have it figured out. You don't know. You ain't going to look at nobody and tell nobody what they are and what they ain't. They get married. They have a child. Because a black, come here, y'all two come right here. You come on up here, man. You going to leave your wife? Oh, gone it. Come on, Brother Victor. Come on, son. Come on, Ariel. See, believe it or not, I keep telling y'all, we don't come from our parents. We come through our parents. That's why you can look at a black family. They can have sons, daughters, different shades of colors. I'm telling you, they can be all colors. You go, for real? You'll see the resemblance, but they have a plethora of colors. But when we're looking at all this, and then she turned around and had him, and got married to him. From this point on, how are you going to tell me just by looking at him, all of a sudden, he's a Hebrew, or he's a Hebrew, or he's a Hebrew, or he's a Hebrew, when she ended up having baby by him, be him slave master or just a white man they fell in love with, and had babies, that cut off the line. So you're going to sit here and look at somebody, and you're going to trust this damn DNA system they got today? Taking your money, making a fool out of you? Come here, JC. He going to go to Black Heritage DNA. Come here. He gets his results, and his results say 75% European. You're like, what in the world? Where do you get this stuff from, man? It's nonsensical. All y'all go to your seats. Stay up here. Y'all two, stay up here, Brother Victor. Stay up here. Everybody else go to seats. Come on, you and Tamar. Both of y'all, get on up here. Come on, Big Sister Carol. Come on here, Melissa. Get on there. Is this all making sense? Y'all seeing this, right? Y'all seeing this, right? Come here, Brother Brett. You come down here. Right here. Them two had all these children. So you mean to tell me you're going to use your eye gate, and when they're not around their parents, you're going to tell me that every single one of them are Israelites? Because let's say, come on up here, Ariel, again. Y'all slide down a little bit. Come here, Naughty. These two has had him for a son. He gets married to this daughter of Zion right here. Are you following me? You see what's going on, right? You see what's going on? She turns around, scoot on down, come over here, Doug Bell. Gets married to him. Come on, Brother Victor, right here. And let's just say they ain't even married. Let's just say he's white slave master that took her. Thomas Jefferson. Sarah Hennings. You follow me? You mean to tell me after all these hundreds of years you're going to be able to tell me who's a Hebrew and who's not? You're a fool. That's the reason why Yah, when he scattered his people into every nation, somebody say every nation. Every nation. Somebody say the four corners of the earth. He made sure that we wouldn't even know who we were. That's what the prophecy says. He said, I'm going to scatter you as the sands of the sea. Because we had no respect. And the only way that we are going to get back to him, he said, I got something already. I got a plan. I got a plan. For line must be upon line, upon line, upon line, and precept upon precept. Here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will I speak to this people. Yahshua comes and says, and he breathes on them and says, receive ye the Holy Ghost. That's what he did. And guess what? Everybody's rejecting this. Making fun, making mocks at. Don't they make mocks at every time we talk? Man, look at you people. What are you doing is telling us we drunk. You getting it? Then he turns around and he fills them all with the Ruach. All right, all y'all go to your seat. You stay up here, Cornelius. Come on up here, Brother Scott, Brother Rich. Come on up here, Caleb. Come on up here, Brother Chris. Brother John, get on up here. Come on, brother. Come on. We are the three men that's coming from Joppa. No, you come on up here with me, man. Y'all two traveling with me. We're on a missionary journey. All right? And here we are. We sitting up here looking at these cats right here. And this is Cornelius. He said, man, we here to hear what you got to say. You hear what I got to say. Man, I got a vision. I still don't know what this means. Because, man, all I'm talking to is my people. But wait a minute. It still ain't even entering my mind because I know that I heard Yahshua say, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. And he that believeth and is baptized shall be saved. And he that believeth not shall be damned. Didn't he say that? Did he not say that? And he also said, let me see, go and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost. Didn't he say that? But why is that not entering into my mind right now? Because the only thing I can think of is my people, Israel. And then all of a sudden, he said, I see what's going on. Y'all have showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. And you know the reason why he showed me that? As unclean as we've been as a people? Under every green tree? And while he was preaching, the Holy Spirit fell on them that heard the word. And these two is like, man, we over here huddling up. Man, you see what's going on, man? I don't see what you understand this, man. Man, they got the same thing we got, man. How we going to kick against this? Our problem is when we get back to the Jerusalem Council. Them boogers going to say, you've been eating with Gentiles. This is the living Bible. And then they end up getting filled with the Holy Spirit, just like Acts 10 says. Cornelius and all his house. And that's not to say because it's all his house, because I'm sure if he was a centurion, he probably had some black slaves as well. He said his house got filled with the Holy Spirit. And they started speaking in tongues just like we did. That's how we could recognize they got the Holy Spirit. Because we received it on the day of feast day of Pentecost. And they got it right then. And you know what, man? Y'all done showed me that he is no respecter of persons. But in every nation, he that feareth Yah and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. So y'all showed me, man. Isn't that amazing? Gave me a knit sheet vision. Don't understand it. Then all of a sudden light bulbs start coming on. All right, bless y'all. All y'all go. Y'all two come on up here. And here come Alan and Delano and D. Jerry, the Jerusalem Council. They confronting us, man, like we getting ready to throw down. Hey, man, what's up? I heard y'all been over here eating with Gentiles, man. Man, y'all got to wait, hold cold, slow your roll, brothers. Let me show it. Let me tell you, let me break it down what y'all did. This is what y'all did, man. What y'all did, man. You got the sword on you, man. And then they listen attentively. They're like, dang, doggone, man. He said, all right, good. We got a counsel for you then. This is what we're going to give them instructions. You tell them that they're abstained from things that are offered to idols, things that are strangled from blood, and fornication. Let them start there first. Why? Because, man, we all know we had burdens laid upon us we couldn't even bear. It ain't right for us to turn around and expect to throw the whole law on them, and we couldn't even keep it our own self.
That's right.
So we're not going to lay no unnecessary burden on them. You tell them if they do these things right now, they'll grow in grace. They'll grow in knowledge. If they do these things, they will fare well, so fare ye well. It's something for us to convince these strict law keepers. These are legalistic people. Bless you. Bless you, brother. You stay here. So here comes Paul, murderer. He even look like a damn murderer. He still got blood on. Breathing out threatenings and slaughters and everything else, man. All of a sudden, he's on the Damascus road getting knocked off of it. He has a vision, everything, and then here comes the prophet. Come on up here, prophet. He said, you hearing the word? Oh, no! What? Oh, no! Oh, saying so. What? Hold on, Father. Don't you know who that man is? Why you think I'm talking to you? Don't doubt nothing. Go. He comes blind. Come on. Close your eyes, man. And he lays hands on him, receives his sight, gets the Holy Spirit. Next thing you know, everybody's wondering, what's going on with him now? The Yehudim are terrified. They running from him. And they see him out one day preaching Yeshua. But the Yehudim like, man, they still standoffish, boy. Man, he probably using that as a ploy to get us. Trying to flush us out, man. That's what he doing. I wonder if he got an ambush set up somewhere. Y'all seeing all this? Hey, no, man. Let me talk to you about Christ, man. I'm going to tell you what happened to me, man. Next thing you know, he's going around doing miracles. Can't deny. He's going to different providences. Can't deny. He laying hands on folks. Folks getting filled with the Holy Spirit. Can't deny. And so Yah is done entered into this age right here with his power. And people don't want it today. See, if you do away with the New Testament, you ain't got to worry about none of that because you ain't going to never hear about function in it. See, this man 2 weeks ago, he has the false doctrine of that there ain't no such thing as the New Testament is false. Paul is a false apostle. And there's no such thing as nobody by the name of Jesus. David is going to be king in Israel. I said, man, I told y'all that. I said, man, I'm going to tell you your next step. You getting ready to be a Mooney. You're going to keep the lunar Sabbath next. It's a progressive decline. Thank you very much. Thank y'all very much. Does this make sense? You'll be a fool. You listen to any of them. Now, if you want to be a fool, go ahead and be a fool. Don't let me get away with your happiness. Somebody got to be a fool. So, white America going to be really upset when they see this kind of man come back with hair like wool. Out of this rock right here flowed water. Y'all prophesied in the last days that these two olive trees are going to come back together and they're going to be joined into one. Again, from the beginning of nations, we were separated by these land masses, geographical land masses. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All of these were the different captivities we've been in. Here's an Arab whooping our ass. And here's the white man hanging us. And all these nations over here, Edom, Israelites, Moabites, Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistine, Tyre, Assyria, they're all confederate against us. Every single one of them. And they're still confederate against us this day. And they have joined together. So, people have literally overlooked Saudi Arabia's relationship with the Europeans. Totally overlooked it. And yet they're scratching each other back. Them people would still be dwelling in caves and in the desert if it wasn't for European dollars. Feeding them with all that oil. And y'all going to use all that oil of the earth to help burn them up. Yezekiel talk about the invaders of Gog, Magog, Rosh, Meshech, Tubal, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, Morocco, Gomer, and Togarmah. All of those are prophesied of what all the nations are going to be coming from in order to descend on Jerusalem. See, I'm preaching and teaching and delivering Yah's people. I'm doing the work. So when anyone opposes me, I know who they are. The Edomites. The nation who has a forever hatred for their brother. Why would you want to oppose me when all I'm doing is drawing more people to the kingdom? You going to get mad at me because I'm bringing people of other nations into the temple? Isn't that what they did in the book of Acts? See how religion can make you militant? Y'all see how nonsensical this is? Pretty ignorant, isn't it? See, they used to be me. Ask Sister Carol, didn't it, Carol? I used to run around looking like a muscle head. Can't carry all this stuff now, man. Stuff hurts on your joints, man. But then when the Europeans come, he seen it, he's like, what the world is that? And you know what happened now? You know, like Paul Harvey said, you know the rest of the story. These white folks came and enslaved us. And we're forgetting the people that are behind the white people that are actually helping them out. But y'all ain't forgot. So hating on the white folks ain't going to get you nowhere. That's why we get people from every tongue and every tribe and every creed. That's why you see a mixed multitude. Just like there was a mixed multitude that came up out of Egypt, there's going to be a mixed multitude delivered when Yah comes. You better believe it. Nothing new under the sun. And so we're going to keep the fire burning from the book of Acts. We're going to keep this truth going. That's the only reason why they upset at me. Because if I wasn't effective, then they would leave me. If I wasn't effective, they'd leave me alone. I'm so popular, I ain't even got trouble with them. They come looking for trouble for me. I mean, I'm of the mind, if y'all really that damn upset, get your leaders and let's just, I'm a simple man. We can go in the field and we can sell it that way. And I'm 50 years old and talking like that. I still must got confidence in myself. That's how men used to do it. Don't try to sneak in under the color of night and try to say you got some revelation that David is the Messiah and Yahshua ain't the king. See, everybody just think we as dumb as they are. Did y'all learn anything? And I ain't even, this still ain't done. This ain't nothing. This is just like a, what do you call it, a brief opening. That's all this is. There's a whole lot more to it. Just like Israel is in every nation, Edom done got scattered off in every nation as well. You better believe it. So I hope y'all learned something. I'm not concerned about the people that are in opposition to us out there. I'm only concerned about you. Because, you see, I told you once to say it 1,000 times. If somebody can bring an accusation, it's powerful. Because you don't know if it's true or not. But if there's something in you, like an offense, where you want to believe it, that's all it needs to fuel the fire. It is. Creflo Dollar can go make a pulpit out of $100 bills. Go fight on him. You see what I mean? He's making a pulpit. He done made a pulpit out of $100 bills. Solid $100 bills. Worthless paper. Make a pulpit. Make it out of silver or gold, man. Put some value to it. It's off the chain. And nobody upset about that, but they mad at Pastor Dowell. Why are you mad at me, man? Am I irritating you that much? I hope you have ulcers. And I hope your feet is clouded with gout. That's what David would do. Let us stand. Are y'all all right? Did y'all enjoy this today? Learn a little bit? Then y'all got some word to fight against these Edomites. We're surrounded by Edomites. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. God's good to us. Father, we thank you for these words of truth. Pray these sayings sink deep down our hearts. Magnificent name of Yahshua. Hallelujah. Shabbat shalom. King coming.